Hi, guys. I've gathered you all together because I'm going to make a very, very beautiful announcement. I think everybody's going to like. There's a lot of people that are hating Trump right now. There might be some people that are wishing they voted differently than they actually voted in November. You really don't have to worry about that. We know the computers. We knew we were going to win in a landslide. How people voted doesn't really matter all that much. People are way worried about, well, if I voted differently, something different would happen. I would just tell people, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. How you voted really doesn't matter very much, and you're going to really like this idea. Even people that hate Trump are going to really, really love this idea. I have a rockin' and rollin' idea that's going to really change the world. And you're going to like it unless you're either really stupid or you hate our country. So people are criticizing me over these tariffs. It's one of the most beautiful words in the entire English language. I did a previous video where I talked about how important William McKinley was, and I had a concept of a plan to see whether I am William McKinley. That's still going. That's still going. We fired some people by mistake that were working on the concept of a plan to see whether I am William McKinley. We're going to hire those people back. Elon is a really tremendous guy. Sometimes he goes too far with the efficiency. He goes too far with the efficiency, and he was firing people that were trying to see if I was William McKinley, and I wanted them to do that. Anyway, we don't have the results in. We're going to get the results in very, very soon. People are criticizing me over these tariffs. I change the amount of the tariffs. I change who the tariffs are going against. I make a lot of changes. That's what makes me a great negotiator. In fact, that's what makes me the great negotiator. I think I'm the greatest negotiator possibly ever, possibly in the history of mankind. That's a big statement. I have some people working on whether or not that's true or not. But I am a great negotiator, and people that don't like all of these changes I make to the tariffs are going to see this is all going to come out all right. We have a tremendous problem with imports, with trade imbalances. We have got to get a handle on our trade imbalance problem. The soon to be 51st state, Canada, is a real target. I said this before, we have a tremendous problem, a really, really terrible problem with Canadian hockey players crossing our borders. They're scoring beautiful goals. We can't compete. Just look at how well Toronto is doing in the National Hockey League. I think any American that doesn't hate our country anyway, can see how much of a problem this is. It's a real problem. We've got to get a handle on it. Too many Canadian hockey players. There's also too much Canadian electricity. I wish I wish they would just do what they said they were going to do a while ago, and just cut off the electricity. There's some very bad electrical currents crossing our borders. There's some rapist electrical currents. There's some criminal electrical currents. There's also probably some electrical currents that are totally innocent and are going to get caught up in the shuffle. This is just how politics works. We need to stop the Canadian electrical currents crossing our borders. We have too many tacos coming in from Mexico. We have way too many egg rolls. We have way, way, way too many egg rolls coming in from China, people. It's not just fentanyl. It's not just fentanyl. We have all these egg rolls crossing our borders. We have sweet and sour chicken. There's some very, very dangerous sweet and sour chicken. Anyways, people are criticizing me for changing the tariffs, for changing who they go against, for doing things at the last minute. And this is how negotiations work. This is how negotiations work. And the people that are criticizing it, they might not be terrible. They might not be terrible negotiators. They're definitely stupid negotiators. They're definitely not great negotiators. At least not as great a negotiator as I am. That's not the real point. That's not the real point about this today. The other thing people are really criticizing me for is Gaza. I had a wonderful, wonderful plan. I've had it for a very long time to make Gaza rock and roll, to make Gaza a beautiful place where all the tourists are really going to want to go. Everybody should want to be there. Everybody should want to be there. There's landmines and there's bombed out schools. I mean, how cool is that? Everybody should want to be there and build it up. And for some reason, there's a lot of things that I don't understand. For some reason I don't understand, I got criticized very, very strongly over it. Even some people that I thought were going to be just think this plan was absolutely wonderful criticized me over it. I don't understand. I just don't understand it. I may be the great negotiator. There are some things I just don't understand. Um, even Jordan, the thing I was really surprised was Jordan. We give them all this aid. We give them billions and billions of dollars in aid every year. Israel controls about 2/3 of the water supply. We could just cut the water supply off. And Jordan did not go along with this wonderful plan about rebuilding Gaza, about moving the Palestinians. It's not very nice. It's not very nice. They could be a lot nicer. They could be a lot nicer to us and still not be as nice to us as we are to them. It's really not very nice. It's pretty sad, actually. But I think the reason people are criticizing the beautiful Gaza plan is because it sounds very harsh. It sounds very harsh. We're just going to move these Palestinians. We're just going to move these terrorists out somewhere. Nobody understands where we're going to put them. It all sounds very harsh. And I'm here to tell you, I am a thinking, feeling person, and I have a way around this that's not going to sound very harsh. Everybody knows I play a lot of golf. I play lots and lots and lots of golf. I try to keep it to Trump properties. I try to keep it to people I can beat. I try to keep it to people I can win against. I'm not always able to do that. I play lots and lots of golf. It's a beautiful game. It's a wonderful game. Everybody should start playing it. I play a lot of golf. And if you want to be like Trump, it's one of the most important things you can do is start playing golf. Um, I notice there's this town, Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a beautiful town. I have a lot of beautiful people there supporting me from Scottsdale. But the Trump Corporation has never gotten a foothold in Scottsdale. And there's also just golf in the desert. And the liberals are constantly complaining about golf courses in the desert, golf courses in the desert. I don't think this would be so bad. I don't think they would think this is so bad if we took the Palestinians from Gaza and put them in Scottsdale. It would be teaching them golf. They would have to destroy some of the golf courses that are not Trump properties, by the way. I've tried to do some very nice things for Scottsdale. I've tried to do some beautiful things for them, and they have not done beautiful things for me, I can tell you. It's been many years in the making. They've not done beautiful things for me. I have a plan to do a very beautiful thing for Scottsdale, Arizona, to move the terrorists from Gaza into Scottsdale. It can teach them golf. It can destroy some golf courses that aren't Trump properties. The liberals are constantly complaining about golf in the desert and how much of a waste it is. Well, we've solved some of the problem. We're bulldozing these golf courses for apartments for the people from Gaza to live. I don't see what the problem is anymore. There's less golf in the desert. The people will have to share the golf courses with all of these. There will be millions and millions and millions of Palestinians learning golf. It's going to be a tremendous thing. It's going to be a tremendous thing for everybody involved in it. And the real benefit for all of this, there's just going to be falafel everywhere. There's going to be falafel and beautiful shish kebabs and all of this delicious flatbread absolutely everywhere all through Scottsdale. I don't see how anybody could think there's anything wrong. The only thing that I have questions about, and I have some very, very fine people working on it, the only thing I have some questions about is what we're going to name the new place. Scott's Gaza just doesn't have a ring. Doesn't have a ring to it. It sounds very slimy. It sounds very slimy, very slick, a little too slick. Gulf Gaza, I'm starting to think Gulf Gaza has a very nice, almost biblical sounding name to it. Gulf Gaza, it sounds like somewhere where God might have gone. If God ever played golf, I think God might really like Gulf Gaza. It's not a Trump property yet, but I think this could happen. I'm just trying to create solutions that are working for everybody, and the tariffs look like a great way to do it. Stop some very bad things coming across our borders, and the Gulf Gaza. I think Gulf Gaza does need to be the name for it. Gulf Gaza really does need to be the name for it. I think the Gulf Gaza project is going to be a great thing, is going to be a tremendous, tremendous thing, and you can't disagree with it. You can't disagree with it. Either you're stupid or you really hate America, or maybe both if you disagree with it. Gulf Gaza is going to be the best thing since I bought Waldman Rink, and that was just absolutely great.